Hello, hello. I am Coach Corey Sartori. I help female entrepreneurs achieve big goals, grow their business, and build their confidence so they can create more joy in their life and so they can make more money. I love coaching. I love helping women build self-awareness. Helping them become aware of their thinking is one of my favorite things to do because at the end of the day, you just don't know what you don't know. And a lot of us are not aware that our thinking, our thoughts, our patterns are holding us back, whether that be from finding love, finding success, whatever you are wanting in your life. If your thoughts do not align with what you want, then you will never have that. And I didn't know this until I knew this. I spent so many years of my life with a negative mindset. I was a total jerk. I lived with negative thoughts about myself, about other people, and I knew I wanted more out of life. I just didn't know how to get there, but I had no idea that I was holding myself back because of negative thinking. And I started my self-development journey in 2013, so it's been a decade since I started working on myself. And one of the things that I had to start doing was change my mindset. And I think that probably one of the first things that made me build awareness around this was a seminar I went to maybe I want to say a month or two after I decided that, okay, I need to start investing in myself. I need to start doing things to make me happy. I need to start working on myself because I'm just so miserable. So I went to a seminar, and one of the things they were talking about were the stories that we create in our mind, the stories we create about ourselves, the stories we create about others. And that was probably my first introduction to my thoughts are either holding me back or moving me forward. And so it was really insightful. It was something I needed to hear because I was in such a negative place. I mean, I was so judgmental. If I would meet another girl and she was happy, if she had joy in her life, if she smiled, I was like, she is so fake. Nobody's like that. People aren't that happy. Like, I just didn't believe that it could happen. And then when I started working on myself, I went to that seminar. Another thing that I started doing was focusing on gratitude. And that focus of gratitude was such a big deal for me because I hadn't lived in gratitude like ever. I maybe did as a kid, but as an adult, there was no way. I wasn't grateful for anybody or anything. I was entitled, I was rude, I was selfish. And when I started to change my thoughts by focusing on gratitude, I started to, every single morning, I would speak out loud 3 things I was grateful for. I would journal about it. I would share about it with others. And when I started to focus on gratitude and all the wonderful things in my life, I started to attract more. And so, the way that I was thinking created my reality for so long. Like, even I look back on dating, I didn't feel like I was worthy. I didn't feel like I was good enough. And those thoughts kept, I would find some guy that didn't like my hair, didn't like the way I dressed, or I should change this. I'm too independent. I'm too this. Like, I always was never good enough. And it's because I thought that way, that I was never going to be good enough to get married, to have kids. I was never going to be good enough for a partner. And so it kept me stuck. And I just didn't have this awareness. And when I started to become aware of it and I started to change my negative thinking, when I started to focus on gratitude, when I started to realize that I had limiting beliefs about myself, about my future, about dating, about relationships, I was able to start digging into that and change my thoughts. I think I've shared this story before, but one of the things that was huge for me was when I became aware of my thinking around relationships. It was fall of 2015, and I knew at this point in my life I wanted to get married, I wanted to have kids, and I just had no success in dating. I had no success with relationships. And I went to a seminar in Vancouver, Canada, and a woman was sharing about anti-visions. And she said, if you don't believe that you could have it, you never will. And I was like, oh my gosh, because in the back of my mind, yes, I wanted this this family. I wanted this perfect partner. I wanted this magical life. But in the back of my mind, I kept telling myself, you're never going to have it. You're never going to have it. You're never going to have it. And so I never had it. I kept it at a distance because of the way I was thinking about it. And once I built awareness around it, I was able to change my thinking. So after that seminar, I was like, okay, anytime I hear myself say, I'm never going to have it, it's not meant for you, I'm going to stop it. And I'm going to speak a positive affirmation. And within 6 months, my husband was in my life. By the end of that next year, we were engaged. So that thinking was keeping the love of my life away from me. I kept thinking I didn't deserve enough. I wasn't worthy enough. And that thinking kept me single and unhappy. And then once I changed that thinking, consciously changed that thinking, I was able to attract my perfect partner. And I will tell you, my husband is my perfect partner. I'm so blessed to be married to him. Like, he is just the best. So you have to really be aware of your thoughts. Something that I've noticed, especially with clients, is a lot of them have money mindset issues, right? They don't believe that they're worthy enough to make more money. They don't believe they can have more money. Even women that I get on calls with for like a discovery call to see if I'm the right coach for them, very often they are holding themselves back in their business because they don't think they're worthy of making money. They don't think they can ever make more than $3,000 a month or $5,000 a month. And so that mindset is keeping them stuck. This is one of the things I focus on with my clients is money mindset, because a lot of them have that mindset around, I will never be able to make that kind of money. And until they change that thinking, they will never make that kind of money. And it's interesting to see, those people that stay stuck in that negative money mindset do not grow their business. They do not make more money. They might have a successful month, but they don't create that consistency because they keep going back to that negative thinking over and over and over and over. And so I've also seen it with my clients where, we talk about money mindset and we talk about believing in themselves and believing in their business. And I support them in changing their mindset that they can make that kind of money. They can sign on the clients. We talk about stop comparing yourself. And I had a client recently that when we started working together, there was a lot of comparison to other people. I'm never going to be able to grow my business because this person's doing it better. This person's doing it better. And when we were able to let go of that negative mindset and those thoughts, she was able to turn around her business and start signing clients. And last week she sent me a message that she has booked out for her next trip. She takes people on trips to Peru. She's booked out for her next trip in October, which is absolutely incredible because that was one of her goals. And once she changed her mindset, her thinking around it, she was able to attract those clients into her life. And so you have to really be aware that if you have a negative mindset, if you are thinking, it's not meant for me, it's never going to happen, I'm not worthy, you will never have that. You have to change your thinking. And it's hard. I think sometimes for me as a female entrepreneur, there's like, oh my gosh, like those thoughts of fear of failure or I'm not good enough or imposter syndrome, those come up. But I have the awareness to stop them and then turn them around with a positive affirmation. And so if you want to really create the life and business that you want, you have to start being aware of the way that you are thinking. And it takes time. Like, self-development is all self-awareness. It's all learning about who you are, learning about your habits, learning about your patterns. It's all just self-awareness of who you are and how you show up in the world. And so I encourage you guys to start building awareness around the way you're thinking and the way you're speaking. Even the way you're speaking is so huge, because if you're speaking negatively about yourself or your business or, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough, this person's better than me, that's what you're putting out into the world, and you will never attract all of the wonderful things that you want. So the first thing that you have to do if you want to start making more money, if you want to start achieving your goals, is you have to stop the negative self-talk, you have to stop the negative thinking, and then you need to turn it around with positive words, positive thinking. Like I shared, once I had that awareness that I kept saying it's never going to happen, I was able to stop that thought and flip it with a positive affirmation. And within 6 months, I was able to attract my perfect partner. And, another story that I'll just share with you quickly before we jump off is in 2021, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And in May of 2022, doctor told me I would never have another child, that it just wouldn't happen for me. And I chose in that moment to not believe him. I said, I'm going to make it happen no matter what. And so my mindset from then on was, I'm pregnant with a happy, healthy baby. And I would say that to myself over and over and over. I would close my eyes. I would visualize that I was pregnant with a baby, and I would visualize myself holding that little child. And within 6 months, again, I was pregnant with a baby they told me I would never have. But I knew that I could make it happen if I didn't listen to the doctors. If I made sure that my mindset was strong and powerful, I could attract that little person into my world. And now I'm going to have a baby in less than 2 weeks. So this is my last live in the group for a while, but I will see you guys in a month or so. But that positive thinking, that belief really helps you to attract those things that you want. So if you want to find love, you have to believe that you will find it. You have to believe it's meant for you. If you want to attract money, you have to get your money mindset right. You have to believe that you are worthy of making however much money you want to make every single month. You have to get your mindset right. You have to let go of those limiting beliefs. And it's hard and it's challenging, but I know that you can do it. And so I just want to share that I know that once you change your mindset, you can change your life, because I've done it. I've seen my clients do it, and it is such a powerful thing. And so I challenge you, build awareness around your thinking, around your mindset. Start to change your thoughts, because your thoughts are creating your reality, whether you know it or not. If you are somebody that is negative and pissed off, what are you thinking about every day? If you're happy, great. Your thoughts are happy. Something that I want you to start with, if you're not already, is focus on gratitude. Every single day, focus on being grateful for everything you have in your life. And then I want you to also be grateful for everything that you want to attract in your life. And if you do this for 6 months, you will see at the end of that 6 months, your life will be happier. So I challenge you to take that on. And if you want to dive more into mindset, into growing your business, into building your confidence, into letting go of limiting beliefs, I have one spot open this month for my one-on-one coaching program. So if you are ready to dive in, if you want to invest in yourself, if you want to transform your life and your business, I would love to connect. Send me a DM with the word transform, and we'll get connected, and I can share with you how I can support you in your personal and professional growth. So thank you so much for being here. Again, I'm going to take a little bit of time off to go have a baby and spend time with my family. So I will see you guys in a couple months live, and well, probably not even a couple months. It'll probably be a month, but I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. I'm so grateful for this community, and I look forward to connecting with all of you very, very soon.